Hi. What? You say this is not the normal way I start my videos? You're absolutely right. That's because I have no idea what I'm doing. So you're seeing an experiment in progress. I went to Monterey. I got there on the 15th, left on the 18th, and I tried to activate several parks on both the 16th and the 17th of July. That would have been my past Wednesday and Thursday. It didn't all go as planned. The second activation attempt, the wind knocked over my camera and it made it useless for the rest of the time I was up there. So I've got some cell phone video and pictures, and I'm going to try to put them together in a way that makes this a somewhat informative. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. Informative document of my POTA run near Monterey, California. See you in a bit. I'm going to preface each park with a small little introduction just to break them all into the 4 different parks that I want to make it easier to see. I don't know, this orange should stand out. Let's see. Point Lobos State Natural Reserve. It's a beautiful little park. And here's how it went. Good morning. This beautiful spot is Point Lobos State Natural Reserve here in the central coast of California near Monterey, California. It's a pretty spot. It's a little chilly, quite humid. The air is not it's not quite raining, if you will. It is, however, how do I term it? It's like a heavy mist, and you can feel droplets on your face and whatnot. So I've got stuff ready to go to better protect the radio. Let me show you my view from here. This is beautiful, and you could actually hear seals out there. They call this Point Lobos. Lobos in Spanish means wolf, and you can hear the guys out there. They sound like dogs. Let me see. Yeah, you can hear a little bit there. I don't know that you can. It is a beautiful spot. That there is no denying that. But it is a little gloomy. But it just heightens the sense of being able to, adventure. Heighten the sense of adventure. So for this first in a trip, first park in this trip, cross your fingers retroactively. Let's see if I get activate. All I want is 10, and I'll be out of here. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the other side. Ciao for now. Welcome back. So I'm about to start calling. In fact, I checked to see if the frequency is clear, and I'll do it one more time. It's the third time I've done it. I've heard nothing back, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. I am set up on the RPN, so hopefully by starting to send my call, I should hear everything okay. It's kind of nice. I'm right now nestled between my car and a guy who fortunately drove up and backed up his pickup behind me. So I'm pretty much isolated from view from the folks around me. It is a natural reserve, and it's quite pristine. It's actually quite beautiful out here. Boy, I haven't seen so much green since I don't know when. I mean, even when Chino Hills is green, it doesn't look like this. Obviously, it doesn't have these trees and whatnot. It's a different environment altogether. This being a coastal, like permanently humid environment. The wildlife here is cool. You can even hear, well, I can, I don't know about you, but I can hear, not at this moment, but seals out there in those rock formations, a hooting and a hollering. They sound like wolves, so or dogs. So let's see what happens here. We have an overcast. Excuse me. We have an overcast, and evidently it's been this way. This gloom carried over from June, and it's quite gray. It gives it this, I don't know, gives it this feel of, well, coastal mornings. What am I saying? I'm not used to this. I don't usually hit the beaches in Southern California because they all, well, the ones that I've been to all pretty much have the same view. Oh, they're beautiful, but this is a different kind of beautiful. And I'll keep listening for the guys on the radio to see if anybody's hearing me. What is it, people? It's very nice. It's oh no, you know what's a cigar? Oh my god. I swear to God, I heard somebody get back first better call sign was B. So what am I thinking it would be? China, Taiwan? Of course, only doing 5 watts. Oh, that's too bad. Right now I have a S. It's between S nothing and S2 noise floor. A little bit better than last time I did this at Real State Park at S7-ish. Noise floor is S9. I'm gonna adjust the camera so you guys can see a little bit more. It feels weird, but that's okay. You guys can see me okay. It's the intent. It counts. Would it sweep that across the Pacific? Now to be honest, the first character I heard sounded more like a 6 than a B. You're Nathan. Oh, can't make it out. You got my frequency. That's not very nice. Okay, so somebody go to my frequency. The call I got, and he seemed to, now there's 3 times Rogers. Hotel Alpha 9 Romeo Echo. Hotel Alpha 9 Romeo Echo. I'm not sure where that is. It's not like I heard it now, twice with 2 different transmissions than the last time. I sent that question mark, it's 3 Rogers back. That's what I heard. So now it's time to move somebody over my, I'm gonna move up 5. Oh, come on, no. Okay, flash, just make sure everyone signs up. Okay, let's see, what time is it? 9:37. I don't know, people. No, I'm good. Oh. I think that's not a signal. That, it's off. It's very dark looking off. You can hear seagulls out there. I'm going to take a break. Check my antenna. Hear people by the end of it. Unfortunately, I can't see it directly from here, so I'm going to stop this for a second. And we'll come back in a moment. I'm spending way too much time here. I've enjoyed having a nice conversation with some visitors from India. They were quite fascinated with the radio and the ability to be able to do Morse code. They thought that was pretty cool. However, I got an H something contact. They verified the call sign several times. I don't know where it comes from. It might be somewhere in Central America. I can't be sure, or possibly even South America, Ecuador, or something like that. I'll have to check a little bit later. However, I've spent way too much time here. I can barely hear any signals. I can barely hear them. I don't know the reason why. Maybe it can't be my equipment just going bad all of a sudden. It must be the operator. Nonetheless, situations where I would have gotten normal contacts and whatnot with my portable end-fed half wave, 40 meter to 10 meter. Yeah, I'm not getting a thing. So I have to sit back here and I'm going to tear down here at Point Lobos, and I'm going to go to another location and see what I can do because this is not working. We'll see. Off to my next one. Thank you very much for being with me, and we'll give it a shot at another location. Thank you very much. Hey, ciao for now. No, I did not activate, but I sure did try getting that one contact. And then come to find out later, I mean, this guy's from Hungary. So I'm like, this is awesome. But yeah, I was still confused. I couldn't get people, I could barely hear them. And those that I did hear sometimes just went away. I sped up that one portion there just to make sure that you guys saw the amount of effort that was taken to make that contact, not just on my part, but on, he turns out to be, his name is Elemer, on Elemer's part as well. So, yeah, persistence does pay off, and especially for those new guys, new operators going out there to do this thing. Both sides of the equation, both sides, or experienced operators on either side will try to make it work. In this case, Mother Nature wasn't helping. You could hear the call sign on the through the microphone on the recording, but I couldn't hear it there at the time. That was the problem because I had wind, I had surf, I had that sort of stuff. Well, not that much wind, but nonetheless, it was a lot difficult, and the microphone picks up a lot more than you would ever think. So it's also good to record that. You can go back and later on correct entries and whatnot. But that wasn't the purpose of this recording. The purpose was to document, and boy, was that documented. All right, so enough with Point Lobos. Now the next place park that I went to on the same day is Carmel River State Park. Here we go. Okay, it's been a while since I left Point Lobos State Park. I'm here at Carmel River State Park, and I've been talking to a lot of people that are quite interested in this fly fishing pole that I had set up. Come to realize, oh, it's an antenna. So yeah, I had a nice long conversation with two gentlemen who enjoyed talking about radio and our backgrounds and whatnot. So it's a lot of fun. Anyway, that said, I'm going to go ahead and start my activation. I'm already set up. I've taken a long time to do this, but I'm in no hurry, and if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. Come to find out, now that I have internet, I made a contact with a ham in Hungary Hotel Alpha 9 Romeo Echo in Hungary. Yeah, I couldn't get across the water to Asia, but I made it to Central Europe or Eastern Europe. Go figure. Propagation? Yeah. So I'm going to give that a shot and see who else I can get from this location. So cross your fingers again for me. Do appreciate you being with me, and I'll see you in a little bit. Ciao. Not going to happen. Once I finished recording my intro, I put the camera back on top of the tripod, screwed it down, and everything was going fine. In fact, I was recording my non-activation, all my attempts at calling CQ and so forth, when a gust of wind came up and very simply and quickly knocked over the camera, and it fell hard on asphalt. I was initially frozen. Yeah, I mean that's the whole, you know, I don't go out there to just record myself. I go out there for fun, but the main point this time around was to go out there and record this nice 3 day trip and what have you. Didn't happen. So consequently, after putting the camera away and trying to, continue to activate. Now I'm a little sullen. Of course, my camera's broken. I didn't end up getting anybody. It was just, it was dead. Couldn't get, nor hide nor hair of anybody or anything. So after I think it was a total of an hour and a half, I went ahead and just called it, packed up. What the hell? Went back to the hotel, took a nice shower, then went out and had a nice dinner. But it just felt a little hollow. Too bad. There's 2 parks in a row now that I haven't been able to activate. But the next day, as always, tomorrow's another day, right? And yes, I went out the next day, and after a nice breakfast north of Monterey, I came back to Monterey State Historical Park. Beautiful little area. That park is nestled inside of Old Town Monterey, and it's actually now disconnected parts that make up the park, because as people grew into the area, it kept cutting into parts of the park that weren't used, and now you got streets and boulevards and street lights, and there you go. So here comes my next park. That's about all there is for the Monterey State Historical Park. I made one contact only, and that was with Alpha Bravo 6 Sierra Victor, Dan from Oregon. And that was it. I was I was looking for hunters for about an hour and a half. You see, the only place I parked that was close to this particular spot that I'm in was on the street, literally kitty corner from where I was, or across the street from where I was sitting, and it was a 2 hour parking limit, time limit that is. So, yeah, I went down here and I thought, you know what, this will be a little bit better. No, didn't work. Made the one contact and that was it. Afterwards, obviously I packed up, left in time and the whole bit, and ended up going to the Monterey State Beach. So, yeah, it was just a short drive, maybe 10, 15 minutes, surface streets, obviously. And when I got there, it was, it seemed pretty empty, but a lot of the parking spots were taken. I did have one. I went ahead and parked without an issue. I took my stuff, and the next thing you know, yeah, I've got my backpack on, and I see this bench sitting near the lifeguard stand. And there was this gentleman sitting there. He was just looking out into the ocean. And I took a chance. So I put everything on and walked over to the bench, asked him, hey, is this okay to sit on? Or may I join you, basically? He said, no problem. So I sat there and I started doing my thing. Again, I have no camera. So there are going to be a couple of pictures and whatnot, but I did get my last 3 contacts there. Go figure. So there I am. I'm done, and here's what I saw. Well, that's all she wrote. 2 days, 4 parks, 5 contacts. It sounds like an abysmal failure. But it's not. I mean, if you take a look at it on the bright side, I got to see views I've never seen before. The spots that I was in, were beautiful. They were just nice. The environment, yeah, it was cool and muggy, but that's mornings on the coast. I really enjoyed the going through the drive to get me to the parking spot on the very first park, which was Point Lobos. I enjoyed that tremendously. The second park, which was Carmel River State Park, was nice. Like, yeah, I got my second contact there. And no, I take it back. I didn't get anything there. But the views were wonderful. The fresh air. The people I met were very nice. The next day, Thursday, I went to I went to the Monterey State Park, State Historical Park. Got my one contact there. I enjoyed it. It was a pretty park. I was time constrained, and then I drove out to Monterey State Beach, which is the last thing that you saw here, and I got 3 contacts there. Yeah, would I like to have had an activation in at least 1 out of the 4 parks? Absolutely. Would I want more? Absolutely. Did I enjoy myself? Yeah, I did. I have to admit, I was frustrated. I mean, anybody would be. I felt pretty down. But when I got back to the hotel room and I was sitting there falling asleep, I would think back on the days, and found out that I really enjoyed it. So I didn't get any contacts. That's okay. Not a problem. Now, I'll be out again, so I'll get contacts the next time. There is always a tomorrow. Ciao for now.